hate George R.R. Martin. I hate him. Yes, I hate him. Yes, I hate him. Hate you, George R.R. Martin. Make sure you read the title of this video because I made two. One with spoilers and one with no spoilers. So the one you are watching right now has spoilers. So if you don't want any Game of Thrones spoilers, check out the other video that says no spoilers because here they come. I don't even know where to begin because the thing is, I've read it, I knew it was coming. During the entire episode last night, I was sitting there with my stomach in knots and I literally like bit off all my fingernails until they were like bleeding because I was so nervous. For some reason in my brain I was like, maybe it won't happen. Just maybe. Don't know why I even thought that because George R.R. Martin kills everybody that you love and he destroys lives. So I happened to be on an airplane when I was reading about the Red Wedding in the third Game of Thrones book. I read through it, slammed it shut, and I threw it on the ground. I threw it on the ground. Right in front of me, I was on the aisle, I just went, ugh. So the stewardess comes over to me and she's like, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? Can I get you something? And I was so dramatic. I pointed down at my book and I was like, no, everything is not okay right now. And she looked at the book and she went, Red Wedding. I looked at her and I was like, first of all, you were the coolest flight attendant I've ever seen in my life because you knew exactly what I was talking about. And second of all, it was awesome because then we could talk it out and then I felt a little bit better. But even though I had read it, it just didn't prepare me for seeing it. Like, it just is such a different feeling. At that moment, you're thinking, okay, there goes Robb, there goes Catelyn, there goes Jane, and there goes Grey Wind too. So it's kind of like a brain explosion. You knew George R.R. Martin would do this to you because we watched Ned Stark die. So it's like, okay, obviously he has no problem killing off characters that you love, that you think are like main characters and gonna be there forever. So obviously we had to know it was coming in the book just because, you know, I don't think anybody's safe. And it sucks. It sucks to not know that your favorite characters are going to be safe. I swear to God, if George R.R. Martin kills off Daenerys, or Jon Snow, or pretty much anyone else who's in the book right now, because I just like everybody. I keep saying it over again. I knew it was coming, but here's the thing. Reading it and seeing it are like two different things because I was really excited to see how they were going to do the episode. I thought they did an awesome job leading us up to the Red Wedding. And I feel like for the people who haven't read the book and didn't know it was coming, I feel like they did a good job of hiding it until the very last second where all the archers come out and just destroy everyone and they freaking kill the heck out of Jane. It's so sad. Literally, they found a way to kill Eddard twice. Like, what the... What is wrong with you, George R.R. Martin? I never thought I could love someone and hate someone like the same amount. Like, but that's George R.R. Martin. When you read the book, you're sad, but watching it and seeing like their faces and, you know, just seeing every single action played out, it really just kind of like daggered to the heart. You didn't want to believe it was real when you were reading it. Because, you know, you never know who could come back. You're like, yeah, you didn't die. I mean, they did it on Xena like a billion times. They're like, oh, Xena's dead. No, she's not. So it's like, you know, you still have this like glimmer of hope, like, oh, maybe these characters will come back. But it's like, they're gone. And for people who haven't read the books and have just watched the show up until now, you guys are probably like, what? How can this carry on? Like, you just killed off all of the Starks. Like, they're all gone. Like, what the heck? I want to give a little bit of comfort to you guys. Just hang in there. I know you think this might be over. Like, you feel dead inside, and I was there with you. Trust me, I was there with you when I read it. I was like, how can this book continue? What the heck? What are we going to do without Robb and Catelyn? And it's like, why? Why? And then you see the Lannisters just being like, oh, we're so awesome and nothing bad ever happens to us. And it's like, what? Why do the Starks always get the short end of the stick? I just want to give you guys some comfort and just know that it's okay, but it sucks. It's so sad. If you saw my tweets, I was like, man, I just need a giant hug after this episode. And that's just, it's just like, I think it shocked so many people who haven't read the books. I think people didn't realize that Game of Thrones is going to do that to you again. It's like, oh, you killed off Ned. Okay, whew. Like, I can handle one person, but now it's like, oh, we're just gonna slaughter everyone. Just because we can. If you read the book, and during the Red Wedding, Arya has a chapter where she goes running into the castle, and literally one of the last sentences of her chapter is something like, and the Hound throws his axe and hits her square in the back of the head. So not only did you think Robb, Catelyn, Jane, and all of the bannermen for Robb Stark were dead, but then you thought Arya died too. And I was just so happy they didn't do that in last night's episode, because I don't think anyone can take any more death right now. And if people thought Arya was dead, I think that would really freak people out. So instead, you know, they just had the Hound knock her over the head and take her with him, which happens in the book, but just in a more dramatic way, that you think Arya's dead. And it sucks for like a whole 100 pages of no Arya, and then you're like, oh my god, George R. R. Martin, I was about to give up on you, but then I realized that you didn't kill Arya, so. I've been anticipating this episode the entire season. I knew it was going to be a big one, and I'm just happy it's over. It's like, I kind of have a weight off my shoulders, because I'm not sitting there like, oh my gosh, it's coming, it's coming. And then at the same time, I'm kind of like, it happened. And it's sad. Well, there's only one more episode of Game of Thrones left. It is the finale. I hope it's a good finale. It's just gonna be sad, probably, because we're just gonna be reminded of the episode that happened yesterday. Speaking of Game of Thrones, I'm actually leaving for Ireland and Scotland this week, and so hopefully I'll be able to watch the finale while I'm in Ireland. So I'm really excited about that. I won the trip from a Game of Thrones contest, and I get to go see where they film it, and I also get to go to a really cool Game of Thrones exhibit launch party where I heard some of the cast might be there, and I'm kind of really excited and nervous. I'm going to vlog my entire journey through Ireland and Scotland, and I'm gonna go see lots of castles and probably want to run around a sword fight in the middle of the beautiful greenness. Also, I'm thinking about doing a meetup. I was thinking maybe Belfast or Edinburgh, Scotland. So if you live anywhere near those places or want to travel to those places to meet me, make sure you guys are following my Facebook fan page, because I will be posting details there on a possible meetup that I'll be doing. So I'm so excited about that. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of last night's episode of Game of Thrones, The Reigns of Castamere? And everybody dying. So I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.